Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 1-2 Talks Hoops. I'm your host, Juju. What's going on, everybody? I was kind of asked to come up here. A lot going on in the news of Portal this and Portal that. Twitter's blowing up, Threads blowing up. I just want to see what some of y'all is thinking today. What y'all want to talk about? If you can join me on YouTube and comment in the comment section, I'd love to have you hear your take. You may or may not know, obviously I'm a USC fan. We got our own stuff that we're dealing with, but of course, across the country, there's a whole lot going on. Not everybody is going through. Some people are fortunate; they're getting transfers. Hey, Las Vegas, what's happening? I'm just hoping that there's some people would join me. I know that people join me over on Twitter, but it doesn't help to be on Twitter. You have to come on over to YouTube. We correspond joking, but also kind of serious too about some of the news. Oh, Vegas, have you heard the newest news, or would you like me to repeat it? I think those who are following me on Twitter, how you guys doing today? I know you guys already know because you can see it. Twitter pops off with the latest all the time and does a great job with keeping up, um, with what's happening. But as far as YouTubers, my people probably working, got a job. Yep, Farrell said it. Everyone leaving. Everyone leaving. I would say you said everyone is leaving UCLA and the Trojans. I'd say, Farrell, two people have left the Trojans. What other people left on the Trojans for me? Tell me, Farrell. I mean, Corey lost 6 people. We lost 2. I don't know how everyone is leaving the Trojans. Can you define what everyone is? Last I heard, yeah. Barkins. When you think about it, think about this. Do you think it was wrong that Corey said what she said at the post conference? Because if she says that publicly, what do you think she says behind the scenes? Hey, Brazil, more people leaving. Look, more people than Notre Dame and USC. So I don't know what Farrell mean. Everybody leaving us. Because I can tell you how I feel about the loss. The 2 that left, freshmen that left us. One moved closer to home, and actually one is going to visit, which I think is so disloyal. But hey, do you, UConn, and that's in a sense the East Coast, closer to their home. It's a good thing for both of them. It's a good thing for both of them. I know there's some things that those 2 needed to work on that, with Juju and Kiki and the players that we had, and Kennedy and with Jazzy coming in, they would have helped, and they helped us last year. They did a decent job, but there were things those 2 needed to work on, and if they think that they can, shine, or I don't know, getting 22 minutes or 16 minutes as a freshman, averaging almost 8 points. One of them did with high games starting. I don't know what more you want. You're not Juju Watkins. You're not a better defender than Kenny. Neither one of you can get to the rack. So what are we missing? You don't have length. I'm not. I don't really feel. I don't really feel that hurt us too much. See, Coach Yo is to me a good X's and O defensive coach. Sorry if I'm not on camera. It's not. I'm ignoring you guys. There's something going on with the system. She's a good defensive coach. If I were her, I would get me some good offensive players and get me a good offensive coach. Because coaching, what goes into coaching is just more than just X's and O's and making adjustments. Okay, they got a lot of other stuff that they do, that personal things with players, a lot of administrative things. Um, they got to adhere to. They got to work with the GMs. It's a lot going on. Behind the scenes with players, confrontations, different things that go on in the locker room that a player has to that a coach has to handle. And I think that Ole Miss, I think it's crazy because Ole Miss is picking up pretty decent pieces for what they need, right? Um, I see Carolina's picking up pieces. I think the best thing that Carolina did was to get to Nia Lassen, because for me, they were lacking offense. They lost lacking offensive punch. They had no offense. And that's why the score looked different between the teams that we played and beat and that the team that they lost to, UConn and UCLA, is because we had more offense to me than they did. Yes, she needed a coach that can help her with the scores they have. Their offense definitely will be better than last year's. Well, if that's the case, Miss D, and if these players, if she still got some, great defenders, maybe she can do something, be fourth best, third best, something. Because you got Carolina number one. Y'all still want to have Texas number two. Then you got LSU, and then you got Ole Miss, or you're gonna have Ole Miss, and then LSU. Like, how's that gonna look to you guys? What'd you guys say? And then as far as like all of these student athletes in the portal, what is happening? Like, where are you going? Where are you going? So if you don't land there, and let's say you're a freshman, do you go to Division two, or why not stay where you are? If you don't get, I mean, does everybody think they can fit in? I'm trying to figure out this. I'm trying to figure out my own. Hold on now. Okay, so let's see what you got. Yeah, she needs a coach that can help her with their offense. Definitely will be better than last year's. Okay, I agree. They could be second or third. LSU might be down a peg. Ooh, Brazil. Did you hear that? Laston is a great player, but I don't necessarily think she's a great fit. Oh, tell me more about that. Why do you think she wouldn't be a great fit? That's interesting, Brazil. I mean, she's gonna have to sacrifice some of her freelancing, and play more. Like, you know why I think she can do it, because when I saw her play Notre Dame and North Carolina State, and basically Timpson was, to me, the person that was the go-to player in the mismatch, and she sacrificed and let Timpson do her thing, and the center, or Yeah, and then when she needed to score, she scored. That's why I was thinking like she can probably play with it. She probably was only going off like that for Florida because that's what Florida needed. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the scorer is just doing that because that's what they need. That's what they need at the time. She only want to go to Tennessee and other teams. They seem not to want her. She want to go to Tennessee. She gonna play some defense. And how does she feel about going in and out of the game, like in the hockey style? Cheetah said, honestly, the way it's way too early power rankings for SC and South Carolina, LSU, Texas, Tennessee, Valles, and then Vanderbilt. Okay, so you say, honestly, way too early power rankings for the SEC. Okay, so, but you gave your, yeah, you're just giving your take. You said it's too early to do it, but yet you gave your thoughts, right? So you say South Carolina, then LSU, okay, Texas, then Oklahoma, then Tennessee, then Vanderbilt. Where does Ole Miss fall, Cheetah? Maybe players chasing that bag, but maybe also a lot of players want to be the number one on their teams. Hmm. No, I mean, only person I see on my team trying to be the number one, but I think Sellers, Savia Sellers from Washington is the number one option for Washington. So I don't know how uh, Avery thinks she would be. She don't shoot enough. She don't have enough offensive power in her and motor because Washington is good. They were fast. They need a few more pieces, but I don't think that's gonna make a difference for them. Um, I mean, I don't know what kind of bag, a bit more bigger bag than what they know what their bag is. You know, I can't say that UCLA didn't. I mean, USC didn't give them a bigger bag. I don't understand what I think you're chasing. You're chasing. If you're going to UConn or South Carolina, you're chasing rings, right? You're chasing working with two coaches that have been very successful and are always pretty much in the Final Four. And that's what you're looking to. You want to be in the Final Four, but yet, in my eyes, in my opinion, not only were USC Trojans on their way to be in the Final Four, we were going to be in the finals. And in my super ego conscience, I believe we would have won this year. So let's say you got Juju sitting out a year. She'll be back. You'll be back. Still don't know what kind of pieces Coach Gottlieb's gonna put together because I think she's a good coach in the sense that she's able to work with less and get more out of less. LSU has the with less has left the number one ranked freshman class coming in. Yes, Smokey has the number one ranked. Then she added Koval. Yeah, Koval. She got Koval and Jazzy doesn't like to really play inside. Koval's kind of soft. She didn't like being the only option and the only big. So, Brazil, how do you think Koval? Do you think Koval would like the system under Moki? You think she'll like running up and down? I mean, she had that same kind of running up and down style with Liv and Hannah. So she's gonna be running even more. I'm curious of that what that looks like. Chicago said UCLA and USC probably going to get somebody big. That's probably why we see so many transfers are leaving. I don't know. Chicago, I Corey Corey definitely got something special with Sienna Best. I'm not gonna lie. She got something real special. And to me, Sienna would be a better fit than Janaya was with Betts than Janaya was. Now Janaya, if she wants to start, and she'll be really upset to see that Sienna would start over her. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get why she left. Latson's a great pickup for the Gamecocks. She played with Raven, Ashland, and Fawali in high school and won tons of titles. Exactly. That's what So I was curious why she didn't think, okay, so Latson needs the ball because she can create her own shot. You need somebody for Carolina that can create their own shot. Not sure if it fits down and fits in Don's scheme, even though Don obviously went after her. Okay. That's fair. You just said you're just not sure. You just want to see how it looks. I can understand. They always have good recruits. They still going to miss the upperclassmen that left. Yeah. Raven and Latson played in high school ball together. Latson, Ray, Lay, Joyce, Watkins played AAU together. Absolutely, yeah. There's familiarity there. There's definitely chemistry, right? Latson don't need the ball. She can play off the ball. Beautiful. You don't play off the ball and lead at NCAA and scoring. How does that work? Yeah, who was passing her the ball then? Right. Got you. Right, they will have good chemistry. Okay. Dawn wanted a score, so she went after Latson. She needed a score. Sorry, she needs somebody that she needs somebody like a Juju or a Latson that can create their own shot and score when you need to, and not afraid of, you know, the limelight. But how did Latson do? And when Latson got to the second round, did she get to the Sweet 16? I wonder. I can't remember if she got to the Sweet 16, and how well did she play when they doubled her. I know North Carolina surrounded the heck out of her. And she made that buzzer beater. She squeezed through. That was a sweet move. That's the kind of stuff that Juju faced every single game. That's how Latson would be if she touches the ball to be their point guard. And it's hard to get off to pass the ball and get off the ball and get back to the ball. She was asked to score with the ball in her hands. Correct, Misty. Correct. She wants a chance at winning a natty, not being a score leader. She's done that. Yeah, she wouldn't score 26 anymore. She probably scored more like 20, 18 lucky. Do you expect Juju to redshirt this season? ACL usually takes 9 and 12 months to recover. That's a great question. It all depends on, medical. Juju's going to get the best medical attention there is to offer, and USC Medical Center has that. And again, trainers, and then it's all depends on the athlete, right? Um, how hard they want to work, how hard can they work. And also, I think one of the biggest things is that we don't know how much damage is in there. When I saw her the other day speaking on TV, and she said she was in shock the first week, a friend of mine whose daughter tore her knee a week before, that actually plays basketball for, I guess, Juzo coaching like travel league. So she knows Juju. So she got a chance to talk to Juju a week or so after. And then we got to see Ju on TV afterwards. And plus she came around the team and so forth. So I think, and looking in her eyes and looking at her, she seemed real positive. She seemed real like she knows something we don't know. So healing, it all depends on how someone heals. She was in great shape. She had more muscle on her than she had ever had. I honestly feel that Judy could play by January, February, or even March. And the only reason was like, well, why do that? It's all up to Jude. Does she want to graduate with her class in 2027? Because it's gonna take even if she did play, it's gonna take because if you sit out in a red shirt, then you come back for the next season. That whole year is going to be a year. Juju's talent is so far ahead of people that even not at her best, she'll be one of the best. You know what I mean? And so it's going to take a year for us to see her explosiveness and certain things that she could do at a high level. And then the second year will be the year that she has to leave, and that's when she'll be fully there. To me, pretty good, fully there. And then she's got to start getting ready for the Olympics. Being on those teams that play together all summer and for a year, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of it's really going to be interesting, her thought process, and how she has to sit down with her closest confidants and parents, and just listen to her body. I think the girl could bounce back sooner than you guys think. Um, but is it wise to do it? Is the thing. I just can't imagine if she wants to stay. If she does end up skipping a year, right, and we get 2 more years of her, and she has to come out with the class of 2028. Um, I think she'll own the country. I think everything that she wanted to do there, she will accomplish. I agree because that's what she does. So why would Don take the ball out of her hands? Yeah, why change somebody? Why you want them because you know what they can do. You know what I mean? To me, it's like that's just my opinion. It's like why change somebody? You know, you gotta I gotta come and do this is what I do. Now, how you rotate me in or sub me in or however you want to rotate me in, but don't change me. I feel she can score with or without the ball out of her hands. Okay, there you go, Misty. Let's talk about Koval. Koval is aggressive, okay, on D, and that is what LSU was missing. That said, kudos to Samaya for all she did last season. It's funny because we might be looking at. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I've heard people non USC, not anybody affiliated with the college or anything. Um, they see somebody fitting us, the Trojans. I don't disagree, but I just think she's better with it. And that could be true too. Yeah, she's better with the ball. Trust me, when stuff get to going down, Don gonna take whatever she got. Like if she had Latson in that game when that game started to get away in the third quarter after halftime, I bet you she wish she had a Latson then. Juju, can Latson play in a system? I think she can play in a system. I think she can. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think Latson. I don't now. Kiyomi, she scares me because she's so young. I don't know if Kiyomi can McMillan can play in a system. She can learn to. She would have to, but like Latson, I think she could. She lit up LSU up in the first half and then shut her down in the second, and they shut her down in the second. Okay, they shut her down after LSU doubled her. They pretty much shut her down in the second half. Remember that was in LSU. I do, and that's what I always said. Um, I always said that. I always said, okay, Hannah and Hannah Hidalgo and Tanaya are ahead of Juju in scoring because they had other offensive players that could draw, you know, that they weren't being doubled. But Juju is right behind them being doubled and triple. And I have to compare them to Juju because it's like my point to say that is like Chicago was saying, when she gets doubled, how does she play? What can she do? And I didn't believe in them. I think Lasson's going to have a tough time in the SEC, but at some point I think she's going to adjust. Okay, she needs to adjust early because it is her last year in college. She better get it early, basically what she's saying. Teams won't just focus on Lasson. There will be other threats. Who? Tell me who, because you're a Gamecock fan. Who is the other threats offensively? And I'm not being a smart aleck or nothing like that because you've added McDowell and Maker. So are they the offensive threats? Is Tessa for Wally when she gets to play? Who's the other offensive threat at this point? Okay, tell me that, and I'll listen. Last time will be fine against SEC. After all, it's South Carolina versus everyone. I'm assuming SC will get their big back, so they will be fine. Oh, Ashland, but Ashland's not offensive, Brazil. She doesn't bring. She's not an offensive threat. I saw someone line say Juju comes out in 2028. She might go second, and Sarah Strong will go first. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Juju ain't never been second to nobody. Riri. Juju ain't never been second since she was 12 years old when they crowned her the best in the country in that age group. She ain't never been second to nothing. They want to build a franchise behind her, but Sarah Strong ain't no joke. But we got to see how Sarah Strong does for the next 4 years. And it'll be like, who you want to build around, Sarah or Juju? You feel me? Yeah. I don't see Juju going second behind anybody. Farrell times SC versus everyone. UConn isn't everyone. I had to point that out. It's getting interesting. It's getting real interesting, y'all. It's getting real. Cause see, you gotta remember when you get these new pieces, you guys gotta chemistry takes time to build. Okay, they're totally different players since high school. Okay, different levels, different mindset, different skill. I really want Okai, Las Vegas. Y'all get out of there. Lay, Tessa, Okai. You guys got Okai? I need Okai with us. Chloe, Aga. I forgot about Chloe. Chloe, see, you should have said that. Okay, so this is your offense. Lay, Tessa, yeah, Okai, maybe. Okay, okay. So you got a couple of more, but so you had those people. You had Chloe, you had Lay, you had Tessa, and it wasn't enough. And I still can't understand how they could not score in UConn. I don't get it. I just don't get it. My little squad scored on them. I don't get it. Who do you think has the best odds of winning next year? Ooh. I don't know. ESPN Women said SC USC. What did I say? You said it was. See what they had those two, and they had UCLA, thinking UConn, Tide, and then Moki. But you see how stuff is changing all the time. It's way too early to say. I don't even know how they even had us there, but it's way too early to say. I don't know. I don't know for sure either because we can't today as of just hour like I didn't think that I felt like if UCLA would have stayed together and everybody just chill out and be willing to play a role, whether it's off the bench or not, like just make team the goal. Like let's say Juju gets back and there's a group in there that's really, really playing well together, right? If Juju were to come off the bench, I wouldn't freak out in her first year. Like let's say not the whole year, but let's just say she needed to come off the bench or she needed to come in and out, with her time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure she'll do it for the sake of the team, whatever the goal, because you're trying to work her back into the system. That would be the best thing if people can just like humble themselves and just like be honest where they're at, where they're at in terms of um, the recovery, like AZ did. AZ did a good job of that. Sometimes AZ played, sometimes she didn't. Sometimes her knee swelled up. I'm sure she wasn't good for the next game. A lot of minutes, and then finally by the end of the season, she was right there. Because when we played her December 21st, she got in there, but you could tell she wasn't fully like. It looked like, oh, girl, you better be careful. This is kind of rough out here. And she sat down and she was willing to sit down. And that was just December. But look at her by March. As time went on, like Drew would have to be willing to do that, or unless she just said, "No, I want to make sure I'm 100%, so I don't have to come off the floor." It all depends. They'll be better next year. I forgot Joyce. Oh, I forgot Joyce too. See, there you go. Now, but because Joyce will be older, um, it's just hard, Las Vegas, because you're naming the same people. Where was the offense? What's gonna change that their offense will be better? You got Maddie. I don't remember Maddie being a bucket bucket getter. You know what I'm saying? Like, what changes? Do they just get better offensively? Like offensive minded? You know what I'm saying? Like Maybe they don't key in on lay as much because you got to watch out for Latson now. And then I think Raven will be more confident to take her stuff and get her lay-ins too. Corey didn't know what to do with Parker. I didn't know what to do with her. At times I started to see it for a second, but I didn't really. I was like, Barker, you don't need to be all over the place like you was in Texas. You just need to go in and just cover that inside interior, that high low. She got a nice three ball. You know, I don't know what to do with her actually. What's up, Jazz? We're just talking portal news. We're just talking hoops. I think everything this predicates on this. When you transfer, you can't hope for like instant. It takes more than a year to kind of like click. Like if I had Kiki back and TiVo back, for instance, one more year, they would get our system. They started to get it all. Everything started to click. But to do it in just 1 year, it's tough. Losing the Natty will change them. I haven't heard Coach E. No, she's keeping everything close to the vest. But she's looking at people. She says she was. She's got some people in mind, but she's not letting it out. Who she's looking at. We're keeping our stuff close to the vest as to who's visiting and all that. Last time McDowell, A got maker our bucket scores. Okay, cool. Last time McDowell, A got maker. I was thinking of that too. I know one thing. Last and Ravens chemistry is going to be on point. Oh yeah, I remember watching them in high school. So my friend used to send me clips, and then once I learned how to go to YouTube when they were in high school, because I was like, let me get back into watching this stuff again. I ain't too far behind, and so because I never really focused on high school kids unless they were like in Cali, and so I started looking at them, and they were so fun to watch. They were so fun to watch, guys. But I want to come up here because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When I opened up Twitter today, y'all, opened Twitter today, y'all, I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I was just shocked. I I was like, you know who I was shocked about, you guys? Janaya, not so much because I saw her crashing out. Was London. Oh my gosh. I was like, ooh. And in London, her, Kendall Dudley, Elena, their point guard, the international player. Good player too, by the way. Um, oh, they got this other girl that came from Monteverde High School. I think she's from Ghana or somewhere. Don't quote me on that. Um, she left, and then I probably can't pronounce the other two. So basically, their whole freshman recruiting class, right? Their freshman recruiting class left, and then you throw in Janaya, then you throw in London. But yeah, there's this rapid changes, and there's rapid changes going on, and then the fact that you got to get used to all of the changes with your teammates. Uh, all of those kind of things truly make a difference. And the fact, this was, what makes me so like I'm in mourning. I'm surprised I don't got on all black still. This is when I knew that Juju and the Trojans stick together, and I said this is when you're gonna see their breakout. Because I finally want to play, and everybody I want to play. We're gonna play Notre Dame, UConn, South Carolina, and I wanted to throw in LSU. And I was just like, that would be a deep, deep, deep run right there. Everybody get a chance to do the home and away juju thing. You play her junior year, you play her senior year, right? I just wanted y'all to see this. I just wanted to travel, and I wonder why entire class left. Um, I, hey, in so many words, Corey said, either get on or get off the bus. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that we don't get to see. She felt, I mean, she's got all the coaches. I remember she added this one guy. She added last year to the coaching staff. She felt that she prepared them, and they weren't doing what she asked. Yeah, players leave every season. It's hard. It's hard to be successful if players leave every season, Miss D. It's so hard. But how much it's starting to look like the men now, right? First we were like, oh, going into the pros early kind of hurt the men's league. Well, shoot, the portal doesn't hurt the everybody. It helps some people and hurts some people. But I'll ask you guys something. What team, and I'll tell you my team, what team was successful with going into the portal, getting a significant player or so or more, and were successful, and successful meaning it helped you win a championship? I'll give you guys one guess. What team was successful with going into the portal, getting one or more players, bringing them to your program, and was successful? And successful mean Angel. She don't get enough credit. People don't give little mama enough. LSU. Am I right? Is there anybody else that disagrees? Who went to the portal in the last 4 or 5 years, grabbed somebody, brought them over, and was successful? And successful meaning win a championship. I took my hands off the keyboard. Angel, LSU. Was that just luck or what? Like, you talk about a perfect fit for your system, okay? You talk about a perfect match made it, because Alexis came too, Angel, because she played excellent and well with her teammates, right, Mindy? So that's what I'm saying. It's like you could bring somebody over, but they don't play well, and they don't play well with their teammates. You feel me? Like, that's gotta all happen. That gotta all, because I'm looking at X and people are crashing out. Oh, they need to get in a portal. How could Raven do that? Why didn't Raven leave? I mean, you already got this kind of like I don't know if the girls feel this way, right? It's just the fans are saying this, but I'm like, well, we don't know. Like, is Lay happy with that, or does she feel some kind of way, about it, or is she cool? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We don't know. I was thinking of Kateri Poole. I was gonna say, was she recruited? Was she already there, Misty? Thank you for bringing her up, because I was gonna say it, then I was like, was she there already? Thank Kateri Poole who went to LSU and recruited Angel. Okay, so she went there. Otherwise, she would have went to South Carolina. Right. Take TCU, for example, age-wise. Okay, cool. They got a WNB team out of the portal and still lost. Take them, for example. Yeah. Taylor Bigby, she reminds me of Avery Howell. She's a stand in the corner shooter. Every now and then might come and get you some boards. Every now and then might drive. She started out the season getting big minutes. I thought this was it. I was like, oh my gosh, she found a cool little squad to play for, right? And she's tall, lanky, right? Got length. Minutes started to diminish, just like we had to do with her. Time started to diminish. Take TCU, right? Age one. And they were all older, mature. Taylor had played for Oregon, then USC, and then um, you might see some improvement. Like we lost little Kayla Williams over to Cal Bears. I'm trying to think. Cal Bears got some others too to come there, and hey, they improve. I see teams that benefit and actually improve. You know what I'm saying? Like Kiki, she really was a great fit. Some people was like she should have stayed at Stanford. You're a lie. If you thought she should have stayed at Stanford, you're a lie. Or she was better at Stanford. No, she wasn't. No, I don't think she was better at Stanford because the way she played Kiki in and out and in and out, in and out of the game. Kiki's got endorsement deals. She got degree the order with Jude. Jude helped her get the Chipotle. She got the Skechers. She's doing other things. There's a documentary coming out for Kiki. Kiki, our market in California and Los Angeles, it's one of the largest markets in the country. You got Hollywood, but you got exposure. Like if your thing is you want to do acting or you want to do maybe get behind the mic, you can market yourself. That's all I'm saying. And if you can make a dent in our market where we recognize you down the street, or we see you plastered all over our billboards and stuff, or you are at a program, Power Four Five program like USC, then you're winning. You're winning, like right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? The connection that we're gonna have with the Dallas coach coming out as assistant for Coach Gottlieb is already now picked up Forbes, Mackenzie Forbes, who played for us last year, one of the nerds. There's just connections that you build, and also probably with the Sparks organization. Um, so people want later transfer because they want her for their team. But if she transfers, she has to go to another contenders. Otherwise, she would be like Lassen. She would get her points but lose. Right. Hold on. I gotta take this call. Okay. Does anyone think that what the government ruled in regard to NIL made a lot of kids jump into the portal? Or, ooh, what did the government rule? This sounds good. I like this. This is good because see, this is Brazil. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Why this is really good conversation right here. Tell me more about that because what made everybody jump into the portal, y'all? Like, does anybody have an why is it so? Why all of a sudden is it such a big deal? This is good, Brazil. Thank you for bringing that up. I think that has a lot to do with it. The money. What is it that the government did? What did I miss? That's good stuff, girl. What did they? What is it? That's a good point. Because I'm sitting here, I'm literally sitting here like, what what made everyone do that? Because everybody obviously can't go chase a ring at. What do you think you're gonna? Donna's not like doesn't want everybody. I'm sure Dino doesn't want everyone. What is it that about? Like I'm wondering, like, do you get offered a certain amount of money for 4 years of college, or do you take that money with you? Like, I want to know more about this stuff. And if anybody knows, please educate us. Because what made everyone do that? Because people are searching. They're like, oh, they wanted more time. What more time would you want when you're a freshman? Unless you're like, and they were top freshmen. Don't get me wrong. They were top freshmen. But they weren't ready to pay. The only one freshman from my freshman to ready that fit right on in for me. I mean, you could have earned those minutes from Tebow because you certainly wasn't. Tebow wasn't feeling real good about it, but she wasn't catching on to our style of play. Um, and I like Tebow, but so they settled on distributing millions of dollars equally among players. And the higher earning players don't want to give up their biggest share of the pie, if that makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. But I was hearing that Trump was saying that some of the money should not be distributed to this equally to like to a team to program to teams in your college that aren't doing as well, I guess, or successful or they're smaller. Like let's say um, the water polo team, the rowing team shouldn't get as much as the basketball team gets or the track team. You know what I'm saying? Maybe bet based on the effort or success. And see, 5-star has to do with it gets the school more money. I think the more 5 stars you get, the more money you get. $2.8 billion. And then isn't there money that comes from collectives, i.e., boosters? Like you're like if your program can get hold on, I need to pull this air towards me. You know, you know, I think it's more grassroots. Let's see, than the sports level. It's down to the players level. The gymnast Levy Dunn from LSU is suing over it. Oh, she's she's suing over it. But she did good because she had, she was brandable, likable, and you know, you gotta, part of you has to do the work on to attract attention towards you as an individual. I mean, I mean, gymnastics is sort of like track. It's an individual thing, but it's also because of it. You got the team part of it too. She made millions in one semester. She sure did. That's why she was like, I'm staying in college. But because I don't think there's really anywhere else for her to go after that. I mean, I guess they got pro gymnastics, and then we'll see what she does with that. But she's making, but she can take those brands with her. We got so we have some. Hold on, I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, you said the thing with Levy is that she isn't even close to being one of the best on the team. Nice hat. Thank you. This is USC Trojans. I love this hat. I love this hat. Thank you. Yes. Subscribe. Yes. Welcome. Yes. Everybody, welcome. Yes. 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 Who's your team? Who's your team? Do you watch basketball? Do you watch women's sports? You watch collegiate NCAA basketball? Talk to me. Welcome, Liaz. Uh, look up the house settlement. It explains everything. The house settlement. Okay. So I got to put in like NIL. Everybody said welcome, yes. So I gotta put in NIL house settlement. So much stuff going on, guys. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn all the new changes in government all every day. It's like goodness gracious. We'll have to see how everything pans out. If Yaz doesn't say LSU, lock them, ban them. Yaz, where'd you go? Oh, did I miss Yaz? I want to hear what Yaz got to say. You didn't, so, she didn't say LSU. Oh, it's involving college sports. Okay. What's up, Michelle? AK 85. Hey, we've been talking about the portal, Michelle. I'm trying to the chat is helping me kind of get an idea of what could possibly be driving all of these players. I mean, not to say that it's all about. I don't think it's all money, all playing time. It could be a little bit of. It could be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Could be, you know. Look at UCLA. Look, like, I mean, think the coach is upset with them. They're upset with each other. They're having a lot of meetings. I heard Nell Ivy took an hour after a game one time, post at after the game, it said post game, and she was talking to them for like an hour. And I remember years ago that happened with USC one time. They had a number one recruiting class. Ebony Hoffman was in that class, and I was waiting for my young friend to come out. And we were at UCLA. They lost to UCLA. Oh, that lady did not let them come out. It was like I got tired of waiting. I was like, "Hey, I'm about to catch. I gotta go." It's like it's an hour and a half. The parents were waiting for their kids. They came all the way from the Bay because a couple of my friends were from the Bay that played at the time for USC, and I was like, "Hey, I go to their games a lot, and this coach, she never lets them come out. It's like she be talking to them for like an hour and a half." I don't know what they talking about, what's going on, but eventually a lot of those players left. So it happened, and sure enough, right after that, with Nell doing that, Ivy, Coach Ivy, people left. Same thing with Coach Corey, people left. She called him out. It's like she called him in like, "Are you with us or you're not? Are you?" And if you say that to somebody, if you say that to a player, like either you're with us or you're not, make up your mind or leave type of thing, then that's what you're inviting them to do. The reason can't be painted with a broad brush. Not at all. It may be something as little as being homesick and wanting to be closer to home, especially for the freshmen. Absolutely. It cannot even, could be somebody is sick at home, grandma or whatever. But your mom, even, you don't know. Elena Deladon, which would have been a cold piece of history had Elena Deladon stayed at UConn. Because at the time, her class, she was the baddest out there. She would have been so cold for UConn. She would have been in a conversation of the greats that we talk about all the time. She woke up. She moved her stuff in. Woke up the next day, y'all. Got in her car and drove back home. She missed her. I guess her little sister, or it could be an older sister that is disabled. They had never been apart from each other, and her sister might not have been doing very well. She took off, gone. Yeah, she retired this week. She did. She doesn't like the business side of things, of how things are going, and she might have prematurely done it. Did it, but I don't know. You're out for like 2 years. I don't know. Like, do you still got it? You know what I'm saying? And then she's always going out with these back problems. So yeah. So the draft. I think tomorrow morning we're gonna find out who is in the lottery, who's the top picks in the draft. Okay. Um. Once we do that, maybe we can get together, guys, and we can come back and we can talk about. And once we know that, like, let's start putting our pieces for the first round. Okay, let's start talking about where we want to see who our first round picks are. So you guys start thinking about who your first round picks are, where you want them to go, um, and then maybe we can get together and talk about that. And then of course Monday is the draft. Oof. Here we go. I don't know. I, I'm not like super excited because it just seems so kind of predictable, but it's not kind of predictable. But I think we're learning more and more like who's going to stay, who's not going to go. You want to see Moral number two? You want to see her go to Seattle? I think they're going to do Dominique Malanga though, Jazz. Dominique moved up further than I had her. I had Dominique at like the Vouts. But if you say he might not, I mean, because Jordan Horston is still working on that knee. So if you say Dominique number two for Seattle, wow, that I think that will put Seattle in the top four in my eyes in the in the league, just where they were. Either I got them high, I got them maybe being 3 or 4. I've seen Morrow as low as 5. Yeah, but don't say low because it's not a bad spot for her to play for Natalie Nakasi. I love that. I think she's going to be a great coach for Falcons. We already sold out up here 10,000 tickets already for you're going to have a crowd here that's going to support those Falcons. She'll have a blast. She may like it or she may not. I don't know. It's kind of expensive up here. So Dominique is number 2, younger and bigger. She like 19. I just thought she needed more time. I would have loved to see Dominique in college. More on Kiki. Hey y'all, can y'all? Okay, I'm back. Okay, look, I have Kiki or Moro, Miss D, for the Falcons. Okay, that's a 5th pick. Okay, but to be honest with you, Miss D, to be honest, at way back in the fall, I had Moro at number 3 to go to Chicago. Yeah, numerically. See, but I can't do it like when I say numerically. Like I feel like so and so's this pick and that pick, but I feel like when they because of the teams, the way they switched everything up, that's what threw me off now. Because I'm thinking of what's the best fit. You say good point, Miss D. Dominique probably went to college, but Neil is not afforded. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, let me scratch that out of my mind then. Thank you, Miss D. I didn't think about that. Didn't that okay? But of all the rules have changed, didn't they change that? Isn't that what last year Poe is fighting for? And if you got a school visa, why can't they accept the money? Yeah, Sky traded their picks and Sparks kind of messed it up. Yeah, they did. Because I was like, ugh. That whole little swappity swap, that whole swappity swap stuff that was going on, y'all, just made Washington look hecka stronger. Even though I do like uh, the pick that we got from Washington to the Chicago. What's her name? Ariel Powers. I get not Ariel Powers. Oh, forgot her name. That's why Poa sued, and I think Camila Cardoso left because of that. Yeah, you can't go walking around like brokety broke forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, like, come on now, you can't keep. So, hit that like button for me, y'all, so I get that algorithm. Those who are new, um, we're talking NCAA women's basketball. We're talking the portal. We're talking a little bit about the draft. Just talking hoops in general. Getting excited about the upcoming draft. Michelle said the draft is so weak this season after the first 4 picks. I was saying, Michelle, I was saying that, but I was watching another show and just listening to the takes on the internet. They're like, "Quit saying that it's weak and it's this and that." I'm just like, "Well, kind of is." I was like, "I don't know what the heck to say about this draft." I'm sorry. Mystics have 3 picks. 3 picks at the top. They better pick the right pick. They better pick the right picks. I give them. Agree. I'll give them 5. See, you guys even feel it. You guys even feel it too. Y'all, they got Sonya Citron real high. They got well, I like Cheyenne Sellers. I think she's a toughie. I hope her knee is fine. I had her high anyway. Um, then they got some name that I don't even know. Justice Jote, Jote. She's like, I think she might be international. Don't know anything about. And then another name on there that's that popped up that threw everything. I think that like Dominique kind of threw everything off too from seeing your favorite players, go. It's kind of weak, but they might have a sleeper. They might have a sleeper in there. Who will take Chance or Prince? I think Sedona will go to Phoenix to take Brittany Griner's spot. And Chance, you talking about Chance Gray? I don't know. I want Ray and Marshall to be in this mix. I want Ray and Marshall to be in this top second round. I want what's her name? HVL. But they got Georgia Amore going high on the first round. I want Sarah Ashley Barker to be in my first round. I wouldn't mind. I'll be honest with you. I want Rhea, Sarah Ashley Barker, and HVL in my first round that I didn't have before. What do you have, Barker? Sarah Ashley Barker? I think she did really well for herself in the tournament. Vegas need a big. Tyus is pregnant. Oh, Cheyenne Parker Tyus is pregnant. Prince. No, a chance considering her potential. Ooh. Vegas need a big. Okay. Because Cheyenne's you got Kia Stokes there from UConn still there. Chance considering her potential dealings with the law. Who got dealings with the law? Well, if you're talking about Prince, they dealing with her now. You like Sarah Ashley Barker, the one that Alabama girl. Ooh, she looked like a pro to me. I don't care what you guys say. She woke up at the right time. Players like that will go into the league, and like she could go to Connecticut or something like that. You know what I'm saying? She can help surprise people at over at Connecticut. Like HVL, her, like I don't know how many picks they have or whatever, something like that. Build that team up. Jewett is weak. Seniors that might have normally been a second rounder are about to, that I agree. About to hop into the first round, especially since some are choosing not to come out. Facts. And then I'm picturing Michelle. Then I'm picturing what's the red carpet gonna look like? What the carpet, orange carpet gonna look like? How they gonna come out? Like, who's the best dressed? Okay, who gonna be the flyers on the carpet? But the Aces should get Sanaa Fagan. Oh yeah, you got Fagan in there. Barker's the truth. I like Barker. You didn't just happen to score 43 points. Those 43. Oh, you got what's the girl Sundale from Kansas that I never, thought of that probably go first round. That's my prayer, so she can learn from Asia. Don't forget, Kitley will be. I'm not going to forget about Kitley. I'm waiting for Kitley. I want to see what I want to. I'm not. I haven't forgotten about Kitley. I want to see how she does. Yeah, Sarah Barker had a good tournament. She's a baller. She's a baller. Sundale's a baller. Barker can be an enforcer. Yep, Michelle. Yep. I think someone not coming out because of the contracts up in the air. How much will the players get? I mean, I think teams like Atlanta or Minnesota, if I wouldn't trip if I'm about to close this thing up. This thing is I wouldn't trip if I was anybody in terms of like I wouldn't trip if I were people in terms of like if I went to second round or something like that. Because you could be a sleeper in that second round. And somebody can get something real valuable out of you. It's not like you get less money or anything. What rounds you're in. Yep, people are waiting on that CBA. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna close it up now. StreamYard's gonna start booting me out and doing crazy things, but yeah, this was good conversation. I didn't get to see Bear Beauty. She had wanted me to come up. I didn't come up soon enough. She had a break. Yeah, Kate Martin was a big sleeper. Stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. Mhm. Yep. Yep. So y'all ready? Y'all get ready now. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Let's get back together. Thank you all for visiting me though and coming in and taking a little time. I miss you guys. Um yeah, much love, one love. Maybe I'll come back in the evening when people are off work and things like that and are settled in. But just think about some more about what we're talking about and some possibilities. And then I'm gonna keep my eye on Twitter to see who else is getting in the porter, who's not. I don't know if news breaks out later, but I've seen that happen where more news comes out later. So let's see what's going on, y'all. Y'all take care. Thank you. Hit that like button on your way out. And I really, really, really appreciate you all stopping by to holla at me. I'll talk to you soon.